Hello and welcome to episode number 17 or 18. Somehow I still get lost. It was really easy the first 5 weeks. But welcome to Joey Moments. My name is Joey. I have Joey Moments. And this week I'm joined by local football connoisseur, Mr. Pornhub Man. and I'm only saying
Gifted Pornhub Man.
Gifted Pornhub Man, because he's wearing a Pornhub hat today, which you can't see because there's no video this week, again, because I did finally figure out what was going on. And the issue is just the camera does not want to write to the SD card slot. So there's no camera. I'm ordering a new one. So depending on when that gets here, we'll either have another week of no camera or we'll be back to normal. But yeah, welcome. It's very early in the morning. This is
9:23 a.m.
That's early for me. I'm normally up on the weekends about 10 a.m. Yeah, this is the earliest we've ever filmed the podcast.
Nice.
Normally we film them. I think the earliest one we've done is 11 a.m.
Danny holds the record for the longest. I hold the record for the earliest.
There you go. Yeah, this is the week of corrections. this is our Fix It podcast, because apparently Danny was getting some information wrong, and all of it was about you.
Yeah.
So
the prequel to Tyler's episode.
Yeah, it was. He talked a lot about you. And I didn't realize that you brought it up to me, and I was like, I don't remember him talking that much about you. And so I went back and listened to it, which I listen to it every week. It's just a thing of, I was there, I listened to it, and I listened to it once on Sunday when I'm editing it, right? And once, however many times it takes for me to get all the audio fixed. I'll listen to it once all the way through after I've edited it. But while I'm editing it, I'll listen to parts that I'm fixing or I'm adjusting audio for, and then I listen to the whole thing. I'm like, okay, that's fine. And then Monday I listened to it in my car, and in my head. My drive to work is not long enough for me to listen to Danny's podcast.
I don't think anyone's drive to work is that long.
No. Z's is close. Z's gets about halfway through. Could have gotten halfway through that. But his wasn't out because he drives early in the morning. So I'll listen to it at work on my AirPods just to make sure that it sounds good on not a studio headphone. And yeah, I just kind of forget what happened, what we're talking about. It's just noise to me. I'm just trying to figure out oh, does this sound bad? Do I need to go back Monday night, fix something, and re-upload the audio to Spotify? Because I can do that on Spotify. On YouTube, once it's up, you're fucked. YouTube doesn't have a way for you to re-upload the video to replace it. If you want to do that, you have to replace.
Just got to take it down.
You got to take it down and put it back up, which I had to do on the first episode. So now there's a couple missing episodes on YouTube, which I'll go through this week.
The Lost Archive.
Well, it just sucks because a few of them, some of the videos there, and then Danny's episode, there's no file at all. There's just not a file on the SD card. So, and it was recording because me and Danny watched it, and then there was nothing. So.
Oh, the wonders of technology.
And I was looking up, and I was trying to figure out is it something I can fix? Is it and I couldn't find an answer, and I was just okay, so this is just a weird issue with whatever in the camera writes to that SD card, because it sees the SD card, but it will not write to the SD card.
Weird.
It's very weird. So I don't know. It might be a software thing. It might just be
a camera thing.
Yeah. So I don't know. So I'm just fuck it. We'll buy a new one.
We'll move on. So
Tyler, how was your Saturday?
Well,
and all of the football.
Well, October 12th definitely did not disappoint. It was an incredible day for football. All the way up until the end. Well, I guess it wasn't quite the end, but
no, it was not quite the end.
The end for games that I actually cared about. But it was a great game. Unfortunately, Ohio State lost by
a single point.
Yeah, I had to remove Twitter from my homepage because every time I opened it up, it was just making me irrationally mad. Seeing all the people saying oh man, Brandon Inniss called the timeout after Will Howard gave himself up. Dan Lanning is such a genius for forcing the 12th man out onto the field to get essentially a free defensive play. because it's not a dead ball foul, and the clock will run after that penalty is given, no matter what.
Yep.
So
That actually is smart.
it's
If that-
incredibly smart.
If that's intentional,
Yeah,
and that wasn't just a fuck up.
because they called a timeout before it.
Yeah.
They called their last timeout, sent the 12th man out onto the field.
Oh, that has to be
It
intentional.
absolutely was.
That's fucking-
It was to prevent any sort of big play, because if Ohio State would have had a big play, then it would have been nullified because it's not a dead ball foul.
Mm-hmm.
It would have just been brought back.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah.
That is actually genius.
Mm-hmm.
And you know next year that's going to be off the books.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be banned.
I wouldn't be
They'll
surprised
modify
if
the
they edit
either,
it.
They'll either modify the way that penalty works so that it's not a dead, or so it is a dead ball foul, or it could just end up being like an injury where if you do that, they're just like, well, you don't have a timeout, so
Yeah.
what do you do at that point? Just fine them?
I guess so.
Like I've wondered that. So like they do injury in the 2-minute warning, you lose a timeout. What happens if you don't have a timeout?
It's a 10-second runoff.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
But if you're winning, and you're not the team that's down, you're just fucking. That just fucks the other team.
I guess, yeah, that is kind of.
What did you get? 10 seconds on the clock the other way? You gain 10
You
seconds.
gain
the other
10
team?
seconds.
Oh, that.
I think if the winning team.
Can they just defer it then?
I think so. I
So
think
it's just nothing. It's just the.
if they get an injury, I think they get charged with the timeout no matter what, if it's within 2 minutes.
Yeah, but that's my thing. Like if
They don't.
So case scenario, right?
Oh,
You
okay.
have Ohio State, Oregon, 2-minute warning. Oregon only had one timeout. Oregon's winning the game, and this is let's say Ohio State has 3 timeouts, Oregon has none. Right, 2-minute warning. Oregon player gets hurt. It's in the 2-minute warning. Now at this point, there's no timeouts for him to use. What do? Do you do the 10-second runoff? That hurts Ohio State. That doesn't hurt Oregon. It doesn't matter.
I don't know.
Like, what do you give Ohio State 10 seconds? You just go from 10 seconds to 20 seconds on the clock?
Free timeout.
Like, that's my question. Like,
Yeah.
is it a free timeout? Is that rule in college or is that just NFL? I don't think
It might just be NFL.
I don't think I've ever heard it called in college football. I know in the NFL I've seen it. It's happened quite a few times this season, but it's always stupid, like ankle twist injuries, and you're just like, okay, well, I see what you're doing here. You're just trying
Yeah.
trying to
Dude.
get a free timeout, and haha.
Did I read the stat last night for Ole Miss?
You
how-
did not, no.
How they've had, I think it's like 29 injuries after big plays against the last 3 Power 4 teams that they've played.
Oh, that's very interesting. It's almost like football is becoming soccer. Oh no, they're making the ball down the
no.
field. Up, I've fallen and I
pulled a
can't up.
hammy. I'm
Yeah,
cramping.
I love watching soccer during the World Cup because it's when like the least amount of time you get those stupid fake injuries.
Mm-hmm.
But watching football or watching soccer any other time, it's just fucking annoying because like you have like a 50-50 shot that someone every like 30 minutes is gonna just drop to the ground
Yep.
with no injury, and you're just like,
Mm-hmm.
you just wanted the clock to stop because it's soccer. The clock doesn't stop for fucking anything,
No.
nothing.
No.
NFL, college football, like football in general, clock is just constantly stopping, which is why, an hour turns into 3 hours,
Oh, yeah.
and it's fucking ridiculous. Don't even get me started on the 2-minute warning. Shit lasts
Sorry,
a half hour.
2-minute timeout.
Yeah, dude, it's so fucking, I hate the 2-minute warning. I really wish there was less things that would stop the clock. I also think that this was something I was thinking about. I think by the time you get to the 2-minute warning, regardless of how many timeouts you have, you should go down to 1, both teams.
I think that's actually well,
'Cause
I think it'd be a
because
good way to get the game to end, but
Because 2-minute warning
If it's a
already, there's
close
so
game.
many things that stop the clock.
yeah.
Because an incomplete pass stops the clock,
First
out of
down.
bounds stops the clock, first down stops the clock.
But
Or-
first down stops it while they move the chains,
Yeah.
at least.
Well, it still gives your players a breath,
Yeah.
right? Especially if you're, and we see this all the time, where you go from, your 20 to their 20,
Oh, yeah.
and
Everyone's just gassed by the time they get there, too.
and chain gang is just running because we
Yep.
still have fucking chains for some reason.
So stupid.
We're not just marking it
Mm-hmm.
with the ball that has the chip in it, because the ball is not. NFL doesn't use that technology, but the balls still have the chip in it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you go to an NFL game and a ball comes out of bounds and you try and keep it,
They're like,
they
well,
find
we
your
actually
ass.
need that.
Yeah, there's proprietary technology in there. You can't have that. It's like, okay, well, if you're not going to use the fucking tech, just put a regular football
Yeah.
in. So
Like, what's the point?
I think they give you a football though.
Yeah.
I think they give you just like a
Yeah.
regular NFL ball. Is the trade off. And then except for that one guy who caught, what was it, Tom Brady's 600th touchdown?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that guy made off with.
Yeah, he did. He's like, I'm gonna hold this football hostage.
Yeah, and he fucking basically they had to negotiate
Yeah.
for it. I think he got like season tickets. I think he got like an autographed jersey.
Yeah, he got a lot of stuff for
A
it.
lot of stuff. I think
He
sold,
played his cards
I
right.
think he sold the jersey.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I think that's what he ended up doing right away. Which I mean, fair, right? It's Tom Brady. You go, this is the jersey that I got for the 600th game ball.
Mm-hmm.
You want it?
This is a 600th game ball, jersey equivalent.
Yeah, right. Bidding starting at 12,000. So yeah, I hate sports memorabilia when it's autographed. It just gets so expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And there used to be this thing. Walmart used to do a really cool thing where Walmart would get former NFL players, so retired players,
Ooh.
and they would get them to go to Walmarts around the country, and they would do autographs at Walmart. So all you would do is you just go in Walmart, and then there's we lived in New Mexico, and I don't know if they ever did it here. New Mexico was a big thing. Every Walmart my uncle ever worked at, they did it. And I remember Raiders, Giants, and Dallas were the three players that I remember seeing. But a lot of Dallas players, which made sense because it's the Southwest. And yeah, we have my parents' office, like walls, like 2 walls are covered in autographed
Oh my
memorabilia
God.
from like players from like the 70s and 80s and early 90s. So
I know my dad, it wasn't anything like that, but he has in their basement, he has a TJ Watt signed jersey and I think an Antonio Brown jersey.
jersey wise, they have a lot. I know my aunt has a Jason Witten one. I want to say, I think they both have CD Lamb.
Wasn't that the Christmas gift one?
Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
because you lived here, and
Yeah.
so fucking funny. My aunt goes out and buys it, and she's so excited, so my parents used to do this thing where they would basically try and have a competition of who could buy the best gift for each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I had already gone shopping with my uncle. I knew what he had gotten her, and I was like, "You won. You won this year." And my aunt goes, "Hey, I need you to come with me to go Christmas shopping. I think I know what I'm gonna get your uncle." And I was like, "Okay." And I get in the car. We go drive down to Shields because Shields sells autograph. They have the whole autographed thing. And we pick this thing up, and I'm like, "Oh my fucking God, I can't even tell you that you just bought the exact same thing, but slightly different." I think they're opposite. I think one's an away jersey and one's a home jersey, which is cool.
It is cool, but that's still just so funny.
And it's the same player, everything. It's so fucking funny to me. And they both wanted to store them here.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I had to text you guys, and I was like, "You guys got to hide that, like, now." And I think you and Dylan and Marshall moved it down here. And so it was so fucking crazy because they both wanted to come over to the house and wrap it.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to have one of them in the basement, one of them upstairs. And oh my God, it was so hectic. And then I remember when I brought them into the house, my aunt was just like, "You're fucking kidding me." Like instantly knew what was going on. And she was she wasn't pissed because obviously.
Yeah, but just
my-
the awe. It's just like,
Yeah.
what are the odds of that?
My uncle won that Christmas though because he bought her a authentic helmet.
Oh,
Yeah, the really expensive,
Yeah.
the Rydell helmets.
yeah.
Oh, and he put it in a shadow box with lights, so
Oh,
it has
that's
blue
so
lights
sick.
on the rim.
That's so sick.
So, I love helmets. Helmets are that's my thing. I don't really care about jerseys, like collecting jerseys.
Mhm.
I could collect helmets. Like I would love to have a wall of
Yeah,
helmets,
that'd be sick.
especially rivalry helmets. Have them angled at each other,
Yeah.
dude. Oh, it's so fucking good. But other games though, because Ohio State was not the only game yesterday.
No.
Tyler, don't know if you noticed. There were some other
It's the
games
only one
on.
that I can think of.
I did not catch the end of Colorado but I did see
I
a
saw-
highlight from the last couple
I saw
minutes.
K-State won.
Yep, I was very happy about that. Fuck Colorado.
No one saved the graphic for game day. Everyone picked Colorado to win.
No.
Yep.
Yeah. Why? Why?
'Cause-
Why do you favor that? I don't understand the absolute dick riding Colorado
No.
gets. They had a really stellar first half of the season last year, and then after that, it has just been mediocre football, which is par of the course for Colorado, right? So that's expected, but I just don't understand. Are people just thinking that Sanders is just
Deion
gonna?
Sanders, yeah, that's all it is.
But he's man.
And then
the
and then-
nepotism in
I was
Colorado.
gonna say, but now that his son and Travis Hunter are gonna go to the NFL, you think he's just gonna follow them again?
You know, I wouldn't be surprised. I can tell you one thing with either of his sons. I hope just for the sake of irony, they get drafted to the 49ers and then they leave to go to Dallas.
Oh man.
And then, you know, I think that'd be really funny. And then they beat San Francisco to go to the Super Bowl and the NFC Championship.
Well, that would require Dallas to
Yeah, go to the
win
NFC
in the
Championship.
postseason.
Hey, you know what? Maybe it's just maybe they just need a Sanders on the team.
Maybe
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 that's
that's
all it
all
is.
they need.
Because that was the last time. Because
Yeah.
Deion Sanders was on Dallas when they went to the Super Bowl last time. So, because that story's so funny. Dallas was looking to beef up their team, and they're hunting around, and Deion Sanders was on San Francisco, and they're like, "Hey, what are they paying you?" He was like, "Not enough." And they were like, "Luckily, we have a lot of money.
Deal.
Why don't you come play for us, buddy?" And so he left and went to Dallas, and that was, I think Dallas won their last Super Bowl after that. So, because
So maybe they do just need a Sanders.
because there's that little break in between their back to back and then that, which is really sad. Dallas really could
Yep.
have done it if they had kept Jimmy Johnson. That's all. That's my headcanon. Jimmy Johnson stays with Dallas throughout the 90s. They would have won at least 2 more Super Bowls, and I think they could have been the first team to get a three-peat.
I could see it.
The discipline was just lacking.
Yeah.
And then that next year they were like, "Oh, we didn't win a Super Bowl. Oh my God."
Oh
then-
no.
Oh no. Oh no. And so then they went back and they won a Super Bowl. And then they haven't been since.
Yep.
Granted, Troy Aikman retired, I think, like a year after because he got his head injury.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, if you've ever listened to him commentate, shocker.
Yep.
Yeah, I love Troy Aikman. He annoys the shit out of me.
I think he annoys a lot of people.
It's just, he's overstayed his welcome.
Mhm.
I'm ready
There's
for
a lot of people who have.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Why don't you put him on blast, Tyler?
Desmond Howard.
Yeah.
Granted, he's not a NFL commentator or really a commentator in general.
I have
just
one. I have one
an
that
analyst.
pisses me off every week, no matter what game he's commentating.
Who you got?
Chris Collinsworth,
Yep.
dude, pisses me off every week.
Oh,
Oh,
what a play!
Oh my God. And, Patrick Mahomes is the greatest quarterback in this generation. Oh, nothing like watching Patrick Mahomes play football.
See, the thing that gets me with Patrick Mahomes is like I can respect how good he is, and I guess with some of that you can be a little cocky, right? And like with Tom Brady, that's why I didn't really like him. He was just way too cocky. But again, respect the talent. The thing that I don't like about Patrick Mahomes is that even when he's not playing in games, commentators are like, that play right there, that's a Patrick Mahomes play right there.
And it's just
And
like,
all
no,
it
he's
is just a
he's
sidearm
quarterback.
throw.
The thing that bothers me, this is worse than when they talk about it in other games. That pisses me off too. No, the thing that bothers me is when it is a KC game and it's just the dumbest play. It's like he'll go down for a knee, like he'll accidentally trip and go down for a knee. Oh, and that's why he's the greatest quarterback of all time.
Oh my gosh.
Plays like that, it makes you think about what a quarterback really could be.
The Collinsworth casting when he's like, man, Patrick Mahomes just throws the ball right in the dirt. That's a really good heads up play right there.
It's just like, oh my God, no. If he was like 2 steps to the right, that would have been intentional grounding. That's not that's not an amazing play. That is
No.
that's bad football.
Yep.
No, it pisses me off. Tony Romo does the same thing. He also has Patrick Mahomes balls in his mouth the entire fucking season. That one's getting annoying.
Yep.
Tony Romo had a really good first season commentating, and I don't know what happened. He used to be able to make defense. So actually, I do know what happened. Apparently, I don't remember what what broadcasting company he works for. They told him to stop.
Yeah.
They told him to stop calling plays before that happened.
I think that happened with Brady too.
Yeah, and I'm just like, dude, I like watching broadcasters like that because you're getting their knowledge. That's the cool part.
Yeah, like they played this, so they have all of this just ready to go in their head.
Well, yeah, especially when you're talking about, like, I know Tony Romo, never saw the Super Bowl, barely saw the postseason. He's going to be a Hall of Famer.
Yep.
Stats wise, he was a top 3 quarterback of his era, right? Really good quarterback. Multiple seasons where he outstatted Brady, right? Obviously, Brady's the GOAT because he had played for fucking 40 years. Jesus Christ, man, never retired.
No.
But like,
I can't wait for next season when he comes back.
dude, Miami had the funniest opportunity to do something this year.
Oh my gosh.
I would have just loved that. Just watching just a tweet from Tom Brady. So yeah, I'm going to Miami. I would have died. No, Tom Brady knows he's too.
Yeah.
He's out of it. I don't think Tom Brady could come back and have any real degree of success. I think he'd probably still have a winning season.
Yeah, it'd probably be just over 500 though.
Yeah, it would be a very bad season for
Yeah.
him. And that's the thing, right? I think his last season with Tampa was a mistake. I think I don't think he should have played his last 2.
No.
I think you win the Super Bowl and you go, I proved my point. I didn't need Belichick. Fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't need the Patriots. I was the key to success. And then you retire. Gronk did that. Gronk came back, played a season. He was like, "Hey, we won a Super Bowl. I'm done. I'm gonna go break Super Bowl trophies now." Steve Harvey, where's your Lego bust? And
I'm gonna go use the Lombardi Trophy as a bat.
and then Tom Brady was like, "No, I'm gonna play another season. I think I can get back to back again." And it's like, I don't think you
Question your
can.
luck, buddy.
Granted, they did good. But you know what? I'm happy that Tampa Bay's last loss was to Dallas. That makes me happy. Tom Brady's last game was a loss to postseason Dallas Cowboys.
Oh man.
How fucking depressing do you have to be to lose to Dallas in the postseason? I mean, Jesus Christ.
How the mighty have fallen.
And that was the thing, that last season that he came out of retirement for, that was his first ever losing season.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. It's like you could have gone with a perfect record saying, I played football for like 20, at that point it would have been 21 years. 2001 to 2022.
Yeah, 21.
Or it would have been 20 years. 20 years.
Yeah,
Because he retired 22. Because 23 he took off and 24 he's commentating.
that's right.
You could have gone 20 years with no losing season. Do you know how rare that is to play football
It's
for 20
rare.
years?
I was gonna say it's rare in general to play for 20 years.
As a quarterback, yeah.
Yeah.
As a kicker, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kicker, you can, kick out 25 years. Granted, kickers aren't fucking athletes.
Nope.
Said what I said. I'm so disgruntled by kickers. Every time I fucking...
Pat McAfee's gonna come knocking on your door.
Dude, oh my God, no. I believe in one kicker and one kicker only, and this is an Aubrey-only household.
Yep.
That man is the only athlete.
He's saved me multiple times this season in fantasy.
He is
Well-
anchored down some of my bets, and then I lose out to like CeeDee Lamb because Dak Prescott doesn't want to throw him the fucking ball.
I was gonna say I can't really say multiple times because I'm 1-5, but
They could have been worse losses.
they could have been.
Yeah, how is fantasy going? I'm not in that
well,
league. So.
I'm 1-5, so
Well, okay. and then Zoe. We talked about Zoe's
Yep.
yesterday. Oh, she doesn't change anything. So
No.
Is that like a common thread with some of the girls?
Yeah.
In the couples league.
I think Dylan said Megan hasn't installed it. I don't think Emily's opened it, according to Tarek. I think Elizabeth plays. But yeah, Sam is a diehard. She's in 3 leagues.
Yeah, Sam absolutely coins me as like your all-American athlete girl.
Mm-hmm.
That she just loves sports.
Nope.
I absolutely get that. In A, the career field she works in.
She kind of has to.
Yeah, and then B, just the vibe that I get from her hanging out with her.
Yeah.
The little bit that I have. So yeah, no, I can see that. That she would be in fantasy football leagues all like any. Someone walked up to her. You want to be in a fantasy football league? Sign me up.
Yep.
Do you say fantasy football? I'm in. Miles wants to do fantasy basketball, which I've never done.
Me neither.
I didn't even know it was a thing.
I knew fantasy baseball was a thing. I didn't know about basketball.
I'd be interested. However, the thing that bothers me about it is that it's NBA, and I can't fucking stand the NBA. Like, it's so boring to watch.
Yep.
It's just two teams playing offense for 2 hours.
I'd be in the group of let it auto draft and not open the app.
Yeah, I'd be the group of people that go, did I get Michael Jordan? It's just, yeah, it's so boring. If it was college basketball, I'd probably be more interested because college
Yeah.
basketball is still very competitive. Actually, no, I'd be interested if it was WNBA.
I'm sure Miles knows something about finding a fantasy league for that.
I'm sure there's a lot of fantasy stuff going on with the WNBA right now. Okay. God, it's so crazy how different basketball is between like the three different things. Like college basketball, WNBA are a lot more similar than college basketball and NBA.
And then NBA is like, what's defense?
It's crazy. And you have some of these super talented defensive players who go from college
Yeah.
and they end up in the NBA and then they don't play defense because it's just not in the play style of the NBA.
No.
NBA is just offense. It's who can score more. And it's like, well, it really shouldn't be about who can score more. You wouldn't have to score as much if you would stop the other team from scoring. But basketball is also not a physical game anymore. Like in the NBA, in college it still is. But there's so many penalties and stuff now that you can't be physical.
Yeah.
Because the NBA is like, whoa, we're paying these people like $200 million a year. You can't hit him. You can't push him.
Don't touch him.
He is off limits. Let him score, damn it. And it's so boring. And
Yeah.
I don't get how people can just fucking just fawn over that shit. It's so boring. Oh my God, I'm betting on basketball this week. Oh, you are? What are you betting on? The under over. Oh, what's the under over? 205. Jesus fucking Christ, why is it so high? The under over for college basketball is like 84.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's like, why? Well, I just don't get it. The other thing that I saw was, I think LeBron and his son are on the same team now, right?
Oh God, I fucking hate LeBron James. Retire, please. God damn.
I saw, I think Brittany Mahomes posted something about being pregnant, and someone's like, Patrick Mahomes trying to pull a LeBron and make his own receiver.
Patrick Mahomes won't have that long of a career. I like Mahomes. I'm kind of a Chiefs fan. It's the home team thing.
Proximity basis.
Yeah, it's nice. I get to go to the games and it's fun. Man, dude, his career is not going to last as long as Tom Brady's. Granted, I don't think it needs to. I think Tom Brady, if Patrick Mahomes can do what he's doing right now and is this consistent for even 16 years, I think he's going to outpace Tom Brady.
Absolutely.
That's if he can keep that going for another, is this his 6th year? 7th year?
I think he was 2016.
So his 8th year?
Yeah.
So if he can be this consistent for 8 more years, he should outpace Tom. Because he already is right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's pacing to beat Tom Brady stat-wise. And I think in 1 or 2 records, he already broke Tom Brady's records.
I know in like every other game, they'll throw up a stat comparison between him and Brady.
Yeah, well, I think he's one more home win in the postseason away from breaking Brady's record.
Yeah.
For most wins at home during the postseason.
Mm-hmm.
And he's still then the difference between postseason wins in general is another like 20.
Oh yeah.
He still has so far to go to catch up that way, but it's just like, well, when they keep winning their division, so they have a week 1 bye. That's one less game
You're
they
hurting
can play.
yourself, but at the same time, you're also helping yourself.
Yeah, it's just like, well, it doesn't matter if you're just gonna go to the Super Bowl. Like here's the thing, if Patrick Mahomes can win a three-peat, automatically you go from he
could be better the 2.
and then
He
you're going to the argument of okay, he might just be better
Yeah.
at the game. And I also think it helps that Patrick Mahomes, God, now we just sound like fucking Chris Collinsworth and Tony Romo.
Stop.
It helps that he grew up watching Brady football.
Yeah.
Brady football is different than like Troy Aikman football and like the football of the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously 90s football is different than like 70s and 80s football. 70s and 80s football was just I see you, I'd kill you.
Yeah.
90s football was like, whoa, guys.
a little bit lighter.
You're getting a little hurt. How about we stop? And then like 2000, they're like, okay, guys, you cannot do helmet to helmet anymore. This is bad. And
Pop-Tart.
Pop-Tart. Yeah, time. Yeah, 90s was the era of Pop-Tart.
Mm-hmm. Early 2000s too.
Yeah, and now it's just like, you can hug him.
Yeah. Two-hand touch.
We're getting there. I think at some point in our lifetime, it's going to become very frowned upon to watch tackle football.
Yeah, I think I can see it trending towards the quarterback is just going to have a flag.
Yeah, and I think it's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. You are getting paid millions of dollars to play football. If you get hit, you get hit.
You knew what you were getting into.
Yeah, you signed up for this. Like, you picked it. I think we're also going to see probably for the next, I'd say, within our time being parents, we'll probably see an influx of parents not putting their kids in tackle football. Except for, like, Nebraska and Texas. Obviously, we're kind of...
And Florida and California. Those are, like,
the big places.
Yeah.
Tackle football will still be popular, but, like, other states are just going to be like, oh, yeah, we play flag football in high school.
You saying parents are not going to put their kids in tackle football reminded me of this one kid I knew when I lived in Turkey. His parents were very, like, protective of him. He asked his mom if when they moved back to the U.S. if he could play football. She said, no, it's way too dangerous. So he's like, all right, compromise. Can I play ice hockey? She was like, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's my thing, right? I get football's dangerous. I played football. I have a back injury from football, well, from working out because of football. If I didn't play football, I wouldn't have been in the gym and I wouldn't have gotten hurt. But whatever.
Yep.
Ice hockey, though, no fucking way. I will not put my child in a sport where someone can accidentally cut your jugular with their shoe.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not happening.
Not a
I get
chance.
it. I like ice hockey. I like watching it live.
I
don't like
watch
watching it.
to watch fights.
Bingo.
UFC on ice.
I would never put my child in that.
No.
That's my limit. Ice hockey is my barrier. My kid wants to play rugby, sure. Wants to play football, sure. Baseball, basketball, whatever. Anything but hockey. Hockey's my limit.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not happening. Baseball might also be my limit just because that shit's boring. I really don't.
I liked playing baseball.
I liked playing baseball. It's just, as a parent, if my kid really wants to, or like if I have like a daughter and they want to play softball, like whatever, it's fine. I'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
Heaven forbid I have a kid that's talented and they end up doing select and it's my entire fucking summer.
Oh.
I will lose my shit. I will be so pissed. I'll be like, dude, I hate you. Why can't you play football? Oh my God. I'm just going to be sitting there just going, God damn it. Dad, do you like watching me play baseball? Sure. Turning to the other parents.
No.
Do you have a flask? Did anyone bring beer?
They sell beer at this place. Sir, this is a kindergarten baseball league.
This is T-ball. Okay, you didn't answer my question. Is there beer? Yeah, there's a cooler out in the truck.
Yeah, we got some back in the truck.
Yeah, my sister played select softball, and I remember traveling for that. And as a kid, it was okay because there were a lot of other kids our age, and so I would spend maybe 20 minutes watching the game,
Mm-hmm.
and the other, couple hours just having lightsaber battles across
Yeah.
the baseball, because it's fields. So you'd just be running around with the other kids, just beating the shit out of each other.
Mm-hmm.
And you'd have us, because we were like 10, 11. And then you'd have like the little siblings, and they're just like chasing us around. Because they're just like, let us play. And it's like, no.
Stay back.
Stay back. If I hit you with the lightsaber, you're going to go cry to mommy. And then none of us get to play with lightsabers anymore. Because they were
Ruin it for all of us.
Because they were like the hard plastic
Yeah.
lightsabers.
Back in the good old days.
Yeah, now they're just... Kids don't have the quality toys we had.
Nope.
But now, if mom and dad want to spend $900, you get a transforming transformer. And I'm just like, damn.
Yep.
Where was that when I was a kid?
Pretty soon it's just gonna be $900 for a transformer pet. It'll be AI.
It's just so stupid to me. Also, like, it's cool because it transforms itself, and I can imagine like being a kid and that being cool. But also, like, the fun of the transformer was the sitting down and making it transform.
Oh, dude. I don't know why this reminded me of that, but Bionicles.
Dude, fucking loved
Oh
Bionicles.
my god, those things when they came in like the pill capsules
Yes,
too.
and they were so cheap.
Yeah.
It was like this weird level of affordability where like you could get because they had like two sizes. They had like the smaller guys and the bigger guys. The bigger guys were like $20, but the small guys were like I think like they were like $10, if that. They were maybe been like
It was
$7.50.
something low, yeah.
Well, because we'd basically go to the store, and if there was one I didn't have, I could point it out to my parents, and my parents like, oh yeah, just put it in the cart.
Yep.
And we had a bucket full of Bionicle parts, and I loved it. And they had the little light up pieces, and like the swords that had the button
Oh,
and they would
yeah.
light up. And I was like, this is so fucking cool. And yeah, me and my cousin would make Transformers out of them
Ooh.
because we never had the protoform Transformers, like the ones that came in the asteroid.
Mm-hmm.
So we figured out ways to fold them up to make them look like the asteroid, and those were our like that scene from the first one where the asteroids
Yeah.
come down. That was what we would do. We'd have that because we had this giant Lego city in my room because I loved Legos. You know that you lived with me.
Surprised you don't have any.
I have a couple. I have a couple.
Oh,
I have the
yeah.
little
Yeah.
Lego pirate guys, and then I have the stormtroopers, the little Lego stormtroopers up at the TARDIS.
There.
They're just drinking their coffee.
Yeah.
They're on break. Vader hasn't found them yet. And we had the Lego City, and that was where. So this will tell you how like 2007, 2008 era, giant Lego City. I would build like buildings, like towers and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We had the Thomas stuff, like the automatic like trains.
Yep.
So we had the train running through like the metro, and then the Transformers would just come and fucking bust shit up. I cannot tell you the amount of times that fucking Megatron threw Thomas into a building.
Oh my god.
And because of that, I have a bucket of Transformers at my parents. Me and my uncle were just talking about this yesterday. There's a bucket of Transformers from that era, and I could probably go through and put most of the pieces together, but all of them have some level of cosmetic or physical damage. Like Optimus Prime,
Battle scars.
I have Optimus Prime is missing a sword. Just his sword had just snapped off one day. Because I was brutal to him,
Mm-hmm.
and now I'm like thinking about this as an adult, and I'm like, if I have a kid and they do that shit, I'm gonna be pissed.
The resale value.
I'm not even just the resale value. You know how fucking expensive toys are now?
Oh, dude, it's crazy.
It's ridiculous. I just went to Target yesterday, and I was like, I'm gonna look at the Transformers because there's one that I want to get. And I'm just trying to see if local stores have it or if I need to order on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. It's like $85, and I'm just like, Jesus fuck. First off, it's Optimus Prime with the trailer. It just looks really nice. It's animation accurate. I want to put it on a shelf. $85. Then I'm like, okay.
Criminal.
I go to fucking. They have little Bumblebee from like the original cartoon. He's maybe the size of my hand. $25-$30. I'm just like, holy fuck. Also, the quality of Transformers is garbage now.
Really?
They have like the lines that look nice. Like you remember, like when we were a kid, they would actually like transform and they looked good,
Mm-hmm.
and they had a lot of steps and a lot of intricacies. No, now it's like 4 steps. It's like you put the
Oh,
arms in,
no.
you bring your legs back, and then you fold the hood. Like those were the cheap ass Transformers.
Oh, yeah.
Like I made fun of kids who had those as
Yeah.
a kid. I was like, is that really a Transformer? You just folded 2 things. That's a foldable.
That's origami.
I was like, you want to see a Transformer? Here's a Transformer. And I'd fucking whip it out. And it's just, oh my God. And I remember one kid, envy of my life, as like a 3rd grader.
Mm-hmm.
Dude always had the toys I wanted. Always. On the bus he came on, and he knew I liked Star Wars. He had fucking Bib Fortuna, the guy from Jabba's palace, the giant tentacle.
Yep.
He had that Lego minifigure, and he was like, yeah, I'll give it to you for your Lunchable. And I was like, but I want my lunch. Dude was extorting me for my fucking pizza Lunchables.
The other day in Discord, Marshall turned on his webcam, and him and SB were going over these Pokemon cards that he had. And he's going through them. He's like, man, if these were in better condition, these would be worth a lot. And he's like, well, I can't really complain much because I got them in probably elementary school because this one guy brought them in. He's like, I'll trade you my Pokemon cards for that bag of chips. And it wasn't a closed bag of chips. Marshall said that he was eating those chips, and he was like, okay. Gave him the rest of the bag of chips, took 2 binders of Pokemon cards.
That is fucking wild.
Yeah.
That is insane. Yeah. So back to this story. Kid, this is how he would extort you for shit. And I never gave into it. And I kind of regret it now. I'm like, I should have given him the Lunchable. I wanted that Bib Fortuna. That dude's like $30 now.
Oh my god.
Back then, it was like a $3 Lunchable. Back before fucking everything was expensive. Dude pulls out, knew I liked Transformers, and knew that I liked the original Transformers. I had like a little kick of wanting the old ones. The ones that like our parents would have grown up with. And he fucking pulls out like this mint condition Optimus Prime. G1 Optimus Prime with all like the hands and stuff are still connected, like in good condition. And he goes, I'll give it to you for your textbook. And I was like, huh? And he goes, I lost mine. And I need a textbook before the end of the year so I don't have to tell my parents. Absolutely extorting me for my textbook. And I was like, I'm going to politely pass. And he did. He got someone on the bus. I think it was like a girl in the other 5th or 3rd grade class. And she was like, yeah, I'll do it. Gave him the book and just took the Transformer.
Wow.
And I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like, even back then, I was like, this is wild. But I was like a ringleader for shit back in elementary school. Like, silly band trade, I ran that shit.
Oh, yeah.
I ran that shit. I had, you remember the hard plastic pencil cases that had like the rivets on the top?
Yep.
I had like 6 of them just full of silly bands.
Oh, my God.
Because my parents would just buy me bags of them when I'd ask. They were like $2 at Walmart. And I would just go through and I would shift them on the rarity. So I had like a little, I think I found a website that told you how rare they were.
Oh, I think I remember that, yeah.
And I would put them in different boxes. And so at recess, I'd be like, all right, what you want?
You have the blue,
dinosaurs.
the green, the purple, and the gold boxes.
I'm just like, I got the dinosaurs, I got the animals, I got the cartoon character. What do you want? What do you want? And kids would be like, yo, I'll give you like a quarter for that one. And I'm just like, no, that one, 75 cents.
I think in like 3rd or 4th grade, I would bring like my silly bands to school, and I would bring like a bag of probably Lego minifigures and like the Mighty Beans.
Yes.
And at recess, I would gamble with them. I would play tetherball, and I was so good at it. I would be like, all right, you want to play me for some of these?
It started young.
It did.
You really do need to call the number.
I don't think I lost that much. I think I actually gained more than anything.
Oh, so it's the opposite of now.
Yeah.
Wow, child gambling was better for you.
Yeah. And then going back to the selling stuff in school. When I was in Turkey, we would go to this like old market, and they had I think it was citric acid, like the stuff that makes things sour, or malic acid. I don't remember what it's called. Some sort of acid. I remember we would get them in like it was like big rocks of them. So it was like almost like a candy.
Yeah.
But it was all just pure sour. I loved it. It was incredible. There was one day that I ate enough of it that it just kind of like burned my tongue, and I had like this mark in the middle of my tongue from it for a while. But I would bring the bag of it to school, and I would sell it for like 50 cents a piece.
That's so fucking crazy. You're a masochist.
Yeah. I love sour things.
Well, you know what? To each their own. I could never do sour. Sour was kind of the thing that's like even like what are they, Warheads?
Oh, Warheads. It took me a while to like Warheads.
They just it's not that they're sour. It's just the flavor is just gross.
There's
the blue one? I like the blue one.
Yeah.
I think that one.
The blue one's my favorite.
That one was good because that one actually has like a sweet flavor to it, like the flavoring sweet, but obviously it's sour.
My mouth's watering now, by the way, because of this conversation.
Well, luckily you have a Monster.
I do.
No alcohol this week, by the way. It's a little too early. Plus, we have paintball here.
We were talking about this yesterday or the day before when we said if there's football on, then it's time for drinks. But
I have McUltra. We have a full beer fridge. For the first time in this house's history, the beer fridge is completely full. Actually, I guess it's not completely full. I've almost killed my little corner of McUltra. It's Z's beer fridge full of Coors Banquet, Modelo, and then there's this little corner for my bottled McUltra.
No, yeah, I got to be able to shoot Danny paintball.
I'm so excited for paintball. Are you layered up?
I am. I have on a thick hoodie, an undershirt. I have these jeans on.
Is that the hoodie you're gonna wear
Yeah.
to paintball?
Yeah. It's one of my. I don't wear this very
Oh, okay.
often.
I mean, it looks cool.
I
mean,
like the hoodie, but I don't plan on wearing it really that often.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, that's good then. I was like,
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I'm wearing-
I was looking through my closet. I'm like, what hoodie do I expect to wear?
yeah, I'm wearing my Dr. Pepper sweater because Kimba got a hold of it, so the back collar is ripped off.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll have to go back on TikTok Shop. This is a throwback to an earlier episode of Joey Moments. I wore that sweater on Joey Moments, left it down here because I took it off. It was really hot afterwards. Put on a shirt and left it on the couch for like an afternoon. And Kimba was like, "Chew toy."
Oh no.
ripped up the collar. So I'll have to go back on TikTok Shop and buy that again
Yeah.
because I really like that sweater. It was only like $12, I think. It's the same one. Didn't you get? Was it Sam that you got the pickle one
Oh
for?
yeah.
It's the same concept. It's just with Dr. Pepper cans.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I do know which one you're talking about.
I wore it a lot last year
yeah.
after I got it, and then I got made fun of because I bought it on TikTok Shop. And I'm like, dude, it's. I was very surprised with the quality of it.
Yeah.
The print's good, and it's comfortable. And then I had the Snoopy one for Christmas that I again got on TikTok Shop. That one's embroidered. Granted, I spilt something at, I want to say it was Lads of Giving, and I ruined it. It's a bright white fucking hoodie, and there's just a little red stain on it.
Oh,
And I
cranberry sauce.
don't think we had cranberry sauce.
I don't
Do
think
we
so.
need to have someone bring cranberry sauce this year? I don't like cranberry sauce.
I don't either. It was just the
I'll
first
throw
thing that I
I'll
thought
throw
of.
it out there. No, it's probably like a drink or something.
Probably.
I was so fucked up on Lads Giving. I will not be that fucked up this year
Yep.
because I am not as indulgent in certain things anymore. Which, I gotta say, has been nice. The brain fog is gone, and I don't feel like I sit at my desk just
Yeah.
brain dead.
Yeah.
Now I'm just stupid.
Now you're brain dead for another reason.
Now it's just I sit there and I'm just sitting there, and then fucking someone will be like, Joey, and I was like, oh, what?
Yep.
And now I don't have an excuse. I don't get to be like, yeah, I'm blissed out of my mind. Now I'm just dumb.
Was it yesterday or the night before where someone's trying to get your attention? You go, you deafened and then you undeafened. You're like, I was watching a show.
That was last night. Yeah, I was. No, that was Friday. night.
Yeah,
That was
it was the other night.
I was watching. Speak of the fucking devil, I was watching Transformers. I was watching one of the cartoons.
Dude, Marshall's mouth is just gonna be like watering
Oh,
talking
yeah,
about
dude.
Transformers.
I was watching one of the animated shows because I've been on like a kick recently with this new movie coming out, and I haven't seen the new movie yet. I've just been on a fucking kick of just like watching through Transformers stuff because I grew up on that, like huge Transformers kid, loved that shit. I watched cartoons. I remember watching like the anime because they have like the 3-part anime, which is really cool. And I've been like watching that stuff like periodically. Like I would bounce back between like 3 different shows. And when we were fucking with the audio to get streaming on Discord to work again, I had to change a GoXLR setting. I don't think I had to. I think it's just something that we tried. So my Discord audio, game audio, and my Google Chrome audio right now are all the same.
Oh.
So it's really bad because I now have to change stuff in app, and I'm being lazy. This is a like 2-minute solution where I just have to go
Yep.
into advanced audio settings on Windows and remove stuff. But I'm like, ugh, I don't want to, because I remember the first time I did it, it took me like 20 minutes to figure out why something wasn't working or why
Oh, yeah.
Google Chrome wouldn't have audio, and so I just haven't fucked with it yet. And so what's happening now is if I'm watching a show, it's at the same volume as you guys talking.
Oh.
And it's really annoying because the chatter is just, if someone's talking and then you guys are talking, I'm just like, I'm stimming out.
Dude, when I was playing Apex the other day, I might have been solo queuing or playing with Eric, I don't remember. And Nathan, Dylan, and Danny were all playing CS.
Yes, that was Friday night.
Yeah, I don't think I was watching anything in the background, but there was just so much going on. I'm sitting there, I'm just like way too overstimulated, just like I can't do anything. I can't do it. I'm frozen.
Dude, was it Thursday? No, it was Wednesday that I played with you guys. God, I have fun playing Apex, but I feel so useless. I'm just there. I'm literally just hey
what
Joey,
happens.
come tap me because I'm always playing Lifeline.
Joey Rez.
Oh my god! And I just don't think of situations the same way you guys do because you'll be like, just come tap me,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll come find you and tap you. And you're just like, no, not here. I was like, what do you want me to do?
No, the time has passed, Joey. The time has passed.
Yeah, and I don't see it. And it's just God, the game's fun, but I have no desire to learn that game mechanically enough to
Yeah.
be proficient enough to play with you guys and not get curb stomped. Although, however, you know what? I will say there was one match where I did more damage than one of you. Not both of you, but I did more damage than you
Yep.
because you died like right off the rip.
Yep.
Granted,
Yeah,
I only did
'cause-
like 217 damage.
That was one of those games that we just died immediately.
No, that was like every fucking game because we dropped in the same spot.
Yeah.
The fun spot. I like that drop. But my God, it's either no one's there or everyone's there.
It's honestly just how you get better. You just keep throwing
Dropping.
yourself into hot spots. Eventually, you'll figure out what to do in pressure situations.
Yeah. You know what? I don't have to worry about it though because you know what comes out in 2 weeks?
Call of Duty.
Bingo. And then I don't have to worry about shit.
Yep.
I have WoW that I get to come back to like once a week, do my weeklies, run a dungeon, whatever, and then I just get to camo grind.
Mhm.
And I'm so excited. And I don't have
can't
to buy
wait.
the game.
Yeah.
Not only do I not have to buy the game, I get to preload it too. Because there's no like it's not going to be stupid. It's just like we're just treating it like a regular game. You get
Yeah.
it. Do I have to pay like $21 a month? You know.
I don't have to buy the game, but
I
in the
st-
course of its lifetime, I'll have to pay like 3 times the amount.
Well, granted, I like I like Game Pass because it lets me just try games.
Yeah.
So plus like it comes with EA Play.
Yeah.
So I get to play like anytime, like when Battlefield inevitably comes out, and like I think it's either next year or in 2 years is the new one. I know they just like they didn't announce it, but they like said like this is what we're doing, which is it's gonna be like from the way I understood it, it's gonna be a modern setting, so it's not gonna be futuristic. It's gonna be modern, and then it's gonna be more like they're gonna try to make it more like Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4. Good, first off, because Battlefield 4 is the best game in that series. Don't care what
Yeah.
anybody says.
That's the only one that I've played really
it's
more
so
than a
much-
little bit.
It's so much. I have, God, between Xbox One and on Steam, probably like 500 hours on it. Me and Noah would play that shit religiously in high school. I cannot tell. We would be playing, and that's when my parents would cut my internet out. Because at 10 p.m. our internet cut out.
Yeah.
And
I remember Nathan's parents did the same.
All I had to do was power cycle. If you power cycle the device, it would reset it. And I was telling that to, I don't remember who I had on. I think it was John. And he was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
and John was like, what?
Yep.
That's all you had to do. And I'm just like, yeah, the routers were stupid back then.
Yep.
If you just power cycled your device, I did that so much. But I guess we should probably talk about some stuff that's not football or video games. Sentimental time. When did we meet? Do you remember?
Oh, God.
I kind of remember. I remember vaguely.
Was it freshman year?
Freshman year.
Yeah.
We met freshman year.
Um,
I don't think we really started talking though until sophomore year.
Yeah.
'Cause I think it was Call of Duty that we talked a lot about. And then I remember junior and senior year we talked. I think we had a class both years together, and we would talk.
It was comp sci and stats in senior
That's
year.
right. Yep. And we would talk every day because I would always bring the monster or not monster the G Fuel.
G Fuel, yeah.
Yep. And then
I'd always also bum it off of Marshall in the morning too.
Yep. God, that was only one good flavor
Which,
in my opinion.
speaking of
Yeah, you know what? I agree. There's only one good flavor of G Fuel.
Tropical Rain.
Bingo.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, what is happening over here?
Do you hear that?
Yeah.
Dude. My phone is just oh my God. Oh my God.
What is happening? For those who couldn't hear
Yeah,
it,
my
Joey's
phone's
phone
just
was just
going
going
off.
crazy.
Oh, apparently we're doing Chili's
Oh.
afterwards.
Oh my, triple dipper.
Okay, you know what? I'm down.
Yeah,
I don't know if you are, but I am.
I'm down.
And
Hey,
then,
welcome to Chili's.
Hi, welcome to Chili's. I don't know why I'm so good at just impressions.
Nothing
so-
is ever gonna beat my plankton that I have yet to be able to replicate.
I don't know, man. The Modern Warfare 3 Trump that came out,
Oh,
that was
that was good.
really good. God, you see, that's like the reason that I love Call of Duty so much. Speaking of Trump and Call of Duty, I can remember the day that Donald Trump got elected. I remember the 2016 election so vividly, not because of the election, but because I used it as an excuse to stay up and play Call of Duty all night. I played MWR until my parents were like, you can play until the election results are done. And I don't think the election was like finalized until like 3 a.m.
Oh my God.
And I was just sitting there playing MWR the whole time. And so I missed school. I missed the morning and I came late. God rest the person that Joey used to be. Piece of shit 2016 Joey. It's just being a high school guy in 2016
Nope.
in the Midwest. You were just a piece of shit. That's what it was. Whatever. RIP. I can't change who I was.
Nope.
I'm better now.
I've moved on.
But I remember coming to school and yeah, I think the first class I had was with Marshall. Because I think me and him just talked about Call of Duty. And then I used the inauguration to do the exact same thing. Because I got to miss like the first half of the day to watch the inauguration.
Yeah.
And that was just an excuse to stay up late, play Call of Duty, and go to school late.
The only time I got to skip school for Call of Duty, put in quotes, was sophomore year when Black Ops 3 came out. It wasn't because Call of Duty came out. The night before, we had to put our dog down. And so when I went into school, not the following day, but the day after, since my parents were like, we get it, it's an emotional time you can have today. Conveniently enough, Black Ops 3 came out that day. So I go into school and I have French, I think first hour, and Mr. Callahan, he's like, he knew Call of Duty came out the night before. He's like, so, I noticed you were gone yesterday. How was Call of Duty? I'm like, it was good, but that wasn't the reason I skipped. And he's like, okay. I was like, well, we actually had to put our dog down. He goes, oh, I'm so sorry.
Your dog was watching out for you.
Yeah.
Your dog was like, if I can do one last thing for you, I'm going to get you Black Ops 3 launch day off.
Yeah.
God, my parents were not super liberal with giving me days off, but as long as I was in good academic standing when a game came out that I wanted to miss school for, as long as I was in good academic standing, they would let me miss a day of school.
Yeah.
So like Call of Duty every year, I would miss school for, and then the 2 times Halo came out when we were in high school, I got to miss those. So Halo was a different story, though. I had to be in good academic standing, and I had to start in football, which I did. I started football, and then freshman year, and then I had good grades, and so they're like, yeah, you can skip. And yeah, I played Halo for 27 hours straight. that was crazy. And then yeah, those are really I think the only games I ever skipped for was Call of Duty and Halo. And I think WoW. I think the first expansion that came out our freshman year, I think I skipped school.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was only when I was sick, which kind of sucked because I have migraines. I get the chronic migraines, so I did miss a lot, but never enough that it affected my grades. The only time anything affected my grades was just me being lazy. So
throughout high school, I was mostly like a and B student.
I was until senior year. The senior year is a different story.
The stats class where you'd come in and pass out.
Well, you know what? To be fair, I only needed 1 semester.
Nope.
So junior year. Okay, so story time. Junior year, I failed a semester of pre-calc because I blame that entirely on the teacher.
Nope.
Teacher was teaching math in PowerPoint.
Oh.
I'm sorry,
what?
you cannot teach pre-calc in PowerPoint. I need to see you actually break down this equation because what you're saying, you're showing me the equation and you're giving me a reason that it should work. However, you're not showing me the math on how it works. And math, specifically for me, I need to see how math works. Like in my head, when I do long division, I can do long division really quickly, but visually, I don't know if this will make sense. In my head, if I am trying to do long division in my head, I see the equation in front of me. Like I can visualize the numbers, I can visualize the handwriting, and it breaks down.
You know what that makes me think of?
That Sherlock Holmes meme?
No.
Oh, God.
Transformers. Puzzle, code, in my head, on the walls, good.
Okay, yeah. So that's exactly how I see math, though.
Yeah.
If I'm doing an equation in my head that's not, like even like something super simple, like 2 times 2, like I know that's 4. I know that's
Yeah.
4. In my brain, I don't even have to think about it. I see it in my head. Like I can visualize 2x2 equals 4.
Mm-hmm.
I see that in my head. That's just the way math works. I don't know. Maybe I have autism. I don't know. Probably.
I think we all have at least a little bit.
A little bit of it, right? That's the way I see math. So when you tell me that math works because math works,
Wrong.
incorrect. No, I need to see how this equation breaks down.
Yeah.
If I cannot visualize physically doing the equation, I'm going to need a calculator for it. And lo and behold, like 90% of fucking teachers, like you can't use a calculator on a test. And it's like, okay, you're not going to have a calculator with you at all times. Bull fucking shit. I carry around a calculator in my pocket at all times. Even in high school I did.
Yep.
Right? It's just a fucking thing. You're telling me that fucking mathematicians don't carry a calculator with them? Oh, bull fucking shit.
Yep.
Horseshit. Fuck you. No, of course they do. Absolutely not.
That's the thing that always made me so mad when taking tests. It's like, especially in cybersecurity, like when I had to do like Java or like some other like cyber classes, I was like, they'd be like, no open book, no open note. You just have to do this off memory. I'm like, my job is going to be in front of a computer. When am I not going to have Google?
So the thing I have learned as an adult working in IT, so IT specifically, step 1, Google.
Yeah.
The thing I have learned working with programmers in any capacity is they have whatever, they're programming in, whatever, application they're using to do their programming. And then they have like GitHub or
Stack
fucking,
Overflow.
Yeah. They have the amount of times they have multiple tabs open with it.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, did I ever tell you the story there? So I knew someone who was, I don't know if I want to say what company they worked for. I knew someone online who I was online friends with. I'm still online friends with them, who worked for a game developer, a AAA studio. And there was an unreleased game they had not released yet. And he went to Stack Overflow to try and figure out something because something wasn't working. And he posted a thread on Stack Overflow like, hey, can someone tell me where the error in my code is? Big chunk of code,
Oh, boy.
a couple thousands of lines. Did not take the tags out and the notes out of it, the comments, that very easily
Oh, no.
said what game he was working
Oh,
on.
no.
And the game had not been announced yet. This was still like 6 months before they were announcing the game. Didn't have the title of it, but
Yeah.
very easily told you what game it
Yep.
was. And if you know me, you can kind of probably tell what kind of game it was. He got fired.
Of course.
He got fired for it because they were just like, you. The reason they fired him was because they were like, you put out code, and part of that code is source code
Mm-hmm.
to our proprietary engine.
Oh.
You can't do that. And so yeah, he got
Yikes.
fired for that. He works for another AAA studio now, but who coincidentally now is owned by the same people that fired him the first time.
They're like, wait, I know you.
Hey, let me see your Stack Overflow account. So that was a really funny story. But yeah, it's just like you use those resources. So like, fuck
Yeah.
it when people say you can't use open book.
Yeah.
It's like, why not? Like the real world is open book.
Yeah.
I have the entirety of human knowledge at my fingertips at any given moment. Literally, there's nothing you can teach me that I cannot go out and learn without you.
Yeah.
Teach me the easiest way to do it. That was the other thing that bothered me about math, is that they would always teach you the super hard way to do it.
And then they're like, but there's a much easier way.
Yeah.
We'll learn that later.
And it would be like after the test.
Yep.
And the thing that would bother me about that is, again, as a visual learner, is if you teach me a really long way to do it, I'll visualize that. But then if you teach me a shortcut afterwards, I'm like, well, that makes a lot more sense. You added 30 extra steps.
For no reason.
As long as this doesn't again, as long as the shortcut is not maths because math, I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
If it still breaks down the steps of why it works, I will learn it.
Yeah.
But that was my problem with pre-calc. So I failed pre-calc. And so I had to take a semester of math my senior year. So I took AP Stats. And first semester was not terrible. I did sleep through most of it, but also first semester AP Stats was super easy.
Oh yeah.
Second semester came and I did not need that fucking credit. I had my slip in my bag
Yep.
to drop the class for like a month.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, the one day he just comes up to me and he's like,
He's
okay,
like, we need to have a talk.
I-
I know.
And I was like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay. And he's like, so I think okay, can I tell you something? Yeah. Here's my slip to drop the class. Oh, I just need your signature. Well, okay then. I guess we're on the same page. And I was like, yes, we are. I didn't like that teacher anyway. He made fun of one of our fellow students who was really nice kid, really big kid though, and made fun of him for being fat. And that just from that day forward, I was very, very not happy in that class because that kid was like one of the nicest kids ever. Like I don't think I ever heard him raise his voice. I don't think I ever heard him say anything mean. I think everything out of his mouth was always just nice and positive. And it's just like, you do not get to tell him that he wouldn't be so big if he would just change his diet. Fuck you, dude. There are certain people you just don't get to be mean to.
No.
And the really nice kid who's never mean ever because he just can't be mean, that's not the person you're mean to. Especially as a teacher. Like, it's not your spot as a teacher.
It's not anyone's role to be mean to someone. And again, as someone who...
I think you know who I'm talking about. I don't remember his name, but kid towered over people. I really can't remember his name. I really can't.
I think I can kind of picture him, but... Was it Mason?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, that kid was super nice.
Oh, he was like the most friendly person I think I've ever met.
Yeah.
I genuinely, I don't think I've met a nicer person. He was always pleasant to talk to.
Yeah.
And the fact that teacher said anything, I was just like, what the fuck is your problem? A, you're a teacher.
And he was a coach.
Yeah. I'm just like, where do you get off on being mean to a student, too? That's the thing that bothered me the most.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he was what, a cross-country coach? Yeah, I'd be a bitter human being if I had to run cross-country as an adult. Because the coaches did. They ran with the team.
Yeah.
Granted, I can't say that because the other teacher that we had who was a cross-country coach, was it Stenger? AP History.
Oh.
You weren't in that class with us. No, that was Nathan Henry were in that class with me.
Yep. Yeah, I was more in the math and science.
Yeah, I was a big history kid. I liked history. History and English were my things. Yeah, it just bothered me.
Yeah.
It was so fucking stupid. But yeah, we had a couple classes together, and we always. I remember Destiny 2 coming out because that was me, you, and J13.
Yep.
At the same table, and Blake.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were all super hyped for it. I did the midnight launch for that. I went to GameStop and picked up a physical copy. That was the last midnight launch I went to.
Black Ops 3 was the one and only that I went to.
Oh, I did midnight launches for every game I was excited about. I remember Master Chief Collection. I had to finish chores, and then my uncle was like, "Yeah, I'll drive you to GameStop," because we lived 5 minutes away from our GameStop.
Yeah.
And it just so happened to be snowing, and he was like, "I don't really know," and I was like, "You promised me that we would go pick this game up," and I was like, "You don't understand. Like, I had to." This is gonna sound terrible. Unbeknownst to Eric, logged into Eric's Xbox Live account because he bought it digitally so that I could preload it and then signed out of his account. Oh, this is a funny story. I'll tell this one after. Signed into his account, downloaded the game. All I needed to do was go pick up my disc so that we could play. We would play together. Only reason I had Eric's Xbox account anyway and game sharing enabled was because Eric did that one day when he was spending the night so that he could play Sunset Overdrive.
Oh, God.
And so what I would do is I would log into his account and play Sunset Overdrive.
Oh my God!
All the fucking time. I think he figured it out. But he's like, "What the fuck are you doing, dude?" I'm like, "I'm playing Sunset Overdrive. Buy the game." No, I don't want it.
It's right there.
I like playing it on your account because you own it. Why would I go buy it when you own it?
I have access to it. Why do I need an account? Or
That
why do I
game
need
is
to buy
so much fun, and we'll never get a sequel to that game
it? Yeah.
because Insomniac.
I don't think I ever played it.
It's on the window. I think it's on Steam and the Windows Store, and it goes on sale a lot. A lot of the movement that they built, like in that engine, is what eventually translated to Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
Because it's the same devs.
Yeah.
So the thing with Insomniac, they made that game, and they made it with the stipulation that they would own the IP. And Microsoft said, "Okay, that's cool," because so they needed a publisher. They went to Microsoft and they said, "Hey, we're making this game. We own the IP." And Microsoft was like, "That's cool, but we want to own the publishing rights for the first 2 games." And so Insomniac was like, "Cool, that works for us." So they made Sunset Overdrive, was an Xbox exclusive because of that. And then Insomniac got bought out by Sony.
Oh.
So now Sony owns Insomniac, Insomniac owns the IP, which now means Sony owns the IP. Microsoft owns the publishing rights for the first 2 games. So we'll never get a sequel to that game unless Microsoft and Sony could come to an agreement to have it be multi-plat, which, nowadays, I don't think that's super unreal
Yeah.
because Microsoft's kind of the cuck of the industry at this point.
Yep.
They're the big money cuck. They're just like, yeah, we'll throw our money around, but then we're going to sit in the chair in the corner.
Oh, look how good that game's doing.
No, yeah, it's so crazy. And now we just now it's just doesn't even matter about single player games. Now it's just Call of Duty and Apex.
Yep.
That's our friend group. Oh, and Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
That's every game our friend group plays.
Nathan plays Red Dead and Baldur's Gate now.
Yeah, I'm so happy to see him in his single player era.
Yeah. But again, I have no idea how I got from one place to this. Yeah, I told you already, but on Friday I watched the entirety of Arcane.
Yep.
I want season 2.
It comes out this month. Starts.
Thank God.
Yeah, it starts at the end of this month.
Yeah, Miles was like, yeah, you didn't have to wait the week between the 3 episodes and then the 2 years from season 1 to 2.
It's terrible.
I just have to wait.
Yeah, like
couple weeks.
Like a couple weeks. Yeah, fuck you, dude. Yeah.
Chess, not checkers.
Yeah. Speaking of waiting between seasons, fuck you. I get to air this out in public. That you are the reason I have suffered through White Girl White Girl One Piece.
And the best part about it is,
You never.
I got
finished
you
it.
hooked and then I dipped.
Yeah. You got me hooked to Grey's Anatomy, and this story is so funny because you were watching it, and I promptly made fun of you for it.
And your TikTok said, whoa, buddy.
Yeah, my TikTok went, hey, what if we show you a lot of clips from season 1, only season 1? And I was like, damn, now I'm invested. Now I kind of want to watch it. And so I went through and I watched it, and yeah, I've watched every episode. I'm on my second rewatch of it. Second rewatch of it, I stop at a certain point and I restart now.
Yeah.
I only watch like the first 12 seasons. I don't go past that anymore, besides the current one. When I tell you I'm so glad I did not have to live through that show as it was airing, though,
Oh, yeah.
there is an episode that happens and you do not get the resolution at the season finale. Like most of the season finales, like you get it, people die or whatever, and then it closes off and you're just like, okay, that's the ending of the season. Those characters aren't going to be there next year. No, it's just in the middle of this scenario, and you're just like, what the fuck is going on? You're crying because one person is gone at this point, and you're just like, oh my God, what the fuck? And that was it. That's where the season ended. You didn't know who else died.
Oh, my God.
And that's where it leaves you. And
And
then,
then you have to wait.
well, and then the thing that pisses me off is the next season comes out, and there's a time skip.
What?
There's
Oh
a
my
time
God.
skip, and everything's like back to normal. And you get to, and it doesn't. The thing I like about that episode though is it does not directly tell you who all died,
Wow.
and you have to kind of figure it out throughout the episode of what's going on. And then the next episode is a flashback episode to it.
Oh. So not only do you have to wait and then do it yourself, they're
Yeah,
like,
then you get the next episode. You get the heartbreak of
Yep.
getting to that point, and yeah, it's so fucking miserable.
wow.
It pissed me off. My 2 favorite characters in that show, just gone. Hurts me so much. Everything after that just doesn't feel the same. Like it's such a visible, it's such a
Hard break.
yeah. The show feels distinctly different before and after, and I guess it's a traumatic event. I guess
Yeah.
it should feel different. but it doesn't feel different in a good way. You can tell that like, oh, it's gonna start getting worse.
Yeah.
Then my next favorite character shows up like a season later, but it's okay. Then they're still on the show. They're still alive.
Well, there we go.
I never trusted though. Grey's Anatomy has a tendency to kill my favorite characters.
Yep.
Poor fucking.
They actually
George.
just send you letters in the mail. They're like, "Who's your favorite character?" No reason. Just curious.
Yeah. Do they have do they have a favorite mode of transportation? do they like buses?
Do they like the bus? Let's
That episode
let's work with
is-
that one.
That episode is traumatic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that's where you stopped.
Yeah.
You stopped after that. Yeah, you don't even get to the worst of it.
No.
That's not even. That is a top 3 worst death in Grey's Anatomy. The other 2 are worse.
I know.
Actually, they're probably
Why can't I think of his name? The
Derek.
yeah,
Yeah,
I know his death.
he
Is
dies.
rough.
That one hurts my fucking soul every time I watch it.
I think Maddie watched that one like when it was airing,
Yeah, my parents did.
and
I
I
did
caught
too.
like bits and pieces of it, or
It's-
maybe the first time she watched it.
I just watched an interview today about why they had to kill him.
Really?
Yeah, I was watching it this morning. It was on TikTok. Shonda Rhimes, the person who made Grey's Anatomy, the former head writer and showrunner, was like the character that we made him out to be because he wanted to leave the show. I think he was forced out. The thing I've heard is that he was having an affair with someone on set, and his wife said, "You got to do the show or you got to fix our marriage."
Oh.
So ultimatum,
Yep.
and he picked that. Good for him.
Yep.
But writing him out of the show, Shonda Rhimes said, "Well, we've made this character, and if we're gonna stay true to who he is, he wouldn't just leave Meredith. That's
Yeah.
not who that's not the person we've built him up to be. So we had to kill him.
Oh.
So he has to die. That's the only way he can theoretically leave Meredith is to die.
Yep.
And so that's why we had to kill him off." And I'm just like,
Damn.
that hurts, and that's really like poetic, and that's really romantic, I guess. That like they're, I hate their relationship because they're not. You didn't get far enough to see, but like they're not good to each other half the time. Like they're like, "Oh my god, we love each other. This is our soulmates," and it's just like, dude, you guys just like put each other down. What do you mean? Like you both refuse to give up major parts of your life for the other person.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of being in a relationship. Sometimes you have to make major sacrifices, and neither of them are willing to do that ever. And it's just like, you guys are terrible. Why are you guys everyone's favorite couple? And then I think about like my personal favorite like couple in that show, and I'm just like, okay, you're also terrible. you're one of you is so much further along in life and refuses to be like, oh yeah, you're 24, so I can't.
What couple is that?
Mark and Lexi.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I loved Mark and Lexi.
Mm-hmm.
And Mark just refuses to be like, yeah, Lexi, you're at a completely different stage in your life because I'm like 50 and you're
A
24.
child.
And I have a kid. If you want to be in my relationship, you got to be mom.
Mm-hmm.
What? You can't just be like, yeah, you don't have to. It's just Grey's Anatomy has no healthy relationships. Everything is so bad. It gets so stupid. Like Alex eventually gets his happy ending.
Nope.
At the expense of another character.
Oh my god! Of course.
And I'm just like, oh my god. And the character he's with, so no spoiler, I won't spoil who he's with or whatever. You'll never watch it anyway.
No.
But maybe someone,
That's true.
none of our friends will watch it.
No.
He gets together with another doctor, and they get super happy. They get married, whatever. And then because Justin Chambers wanted to leave the show, he left mid-season.
Oh.
And I think he still had another like half season on his contract, but he was just like, I don't want to come back. And so they're like, okay. So they wrote him out. And the way he leaves is he leaves a letter behind.
Oh my god.
And he leaves. So you'll get this because you've watched the first 5 seasons. He leaves the person he got married to get back with Izzy.
Oh my god.
Because Izzy went and had his test tube babies. And so he leaves everything for her
Wow.
and leaves a letter behind to everyone.
He's like, all right, I'm out. Bye.
Yeah. Like almost goes to jail to be with this one character who he's with, like beats the shit out of someone for her,
Yeah.
and leaves and leaves a letter. And when I tell you my jaw was on the floor watching that episode, that is the worst character exit I've ever seen from a show.
I think I don't actually want to be here.
Like, honestly, the single character in that show who gets the most character growth becomes like a better human being the entire time, and then just in the toilet. And I'm just like, oh my fucking god.
Going up, down.
It's crazy. Fuck that show. I hate that I became so invested into it.
You're welcome.
My vices now are Mick Ultra, sports betting, and Grey's Anatomy. What time is it?
It is 10:42.
Okay, so we still have some time if you want to keep going. Otherwise,
Yeah, sure.
We're in an hour 20. You have an opportunity here.
I know. I've been kind of having that in the back of my mind.
You have the opportunity to knock Danny down a peg.
What's the record?
146.25.
Oh, we got time. Well, I guess speaking of Danny, I can go into the parts of the origin story that missed.
Let's amend the stories that were told.
All right.
Joy moments. We like to tell honest, truthful stories.
So he wasn't entirely wrong. We did meet in woods. His desk mate, because there were 9 desks of 2. His desk mate was Hunter, and my desk mate was Elijah, and they were both on, I think, football. I think they were on the same team. Well, I guess obviously same team. I think they were on the same group.
No, they went to different schools.
Well, yeah, obviously.
You wouldn't know him. He went to a different school.
He went to a different school. So Hunter made Danny swap with Elijah, and Gunnar and Brent sat in front of us. That was where that came from. But yeah, so every time we had that class, Danny would come over and sit by me, and then we started talking about, I think, CS at first. He's playing on his all-in-one PC.
Back when Counter-Strike could run on a potato.
Yeah.
Now it's just like you wanna play Counter-Strike. Well, good fucking luck. You need a 3090. Mm-hmm. Fuck CS2.
Yep.
Garbage ass game.
But yeah, like throughout woods, we just got closer and closer, and then
they kissed.
That minor. But no Dr. Disrespect here.
You were both minors.
I know. Well, yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
I wasn't a senior yet.
See, it was only weird in. I guess I can't even say weird. I'm not allowed to say juniors and freshmen are weird anymore because every time I do, Zoe gets mad at me.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's
and Marshall's like, well.
It's weird every time it's not Zoe and Marshall. There we go. I'll say that.
There's the asterisk.
Yeah, there's the asterisk. They're the exception because Marshall was a gentleman.
Yep.
And Marshall was not.
He did not ask her age.
Creep.
Yep.
Well, not just that, but you understand.
Yeah.
You went to high school. You know how upperclassmen are and their fucking degeneracy.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same way in college. Seniors go for freshmen.
Yep.
In college,
It's
though,
just
honestly, in college, it bothers me a little bit more because, like, you'll have, I guess bothers me the same amount. You'll have, like, a 22-year-old. And they're like, yeah, I'm going to go for the freshman. It's just like, dude, they're 18. They're not people yet.
No, still just a child.
Like, it's so fucking weird. I had that happen. Someone on Tinder was lying about their age. And we were talking for, like, I don't know, like a week. And they were like, yeah, so I know my thing says 21, but I'm 18. And I'm just like, oh, well, we have to stop talking.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, but it doesn't make a difference. I'm like, no, but it does. I don't think you understand. I'm 24. And they're like, yeah, no, that's fine. I don't really care. And I'm just like, no, I know you don't. But that's the thing, though. I have life experience that you don't have yet. And they were like, well, I'm mature. And I was like, no, you're not. You think you are because your life experience is compared exclusively to high schoolers. You are still, maturity-wise, a high schooler.
Yeah.
That's how you are at 18. That's how you are until you're like 19, almost 20. Maturity-wise, you're still a high schooler. You said 21. That works for me because you're an adult at that point.
Yep.
You know, my thing is, if I can't go to the bar with you, I can't date you. And I don't want that to sound like I want to just go to the bar and drink. I mean, yes. But no, the thing with that is like if you can't do like this is like that's like an adult activity. That to me is like the point of maturity.
Yeah.
And obviously I know that's kind of inaccurate and that's unfair to some people. Some people really are just way more mature, whatever, life circumstance. But I'm telling her, I'm just like, you don't understand. There's a 6-year age gap. And in that 6 years, I have a lifetime's worth of experience that you don't have yet. When you're 24, you'll understand what I mean. By the time you're 21, you'll understand what I mean. But me and you dating is going to always be emotionally manipulative.
Yep.
Because I have a set of adult experiences you just don't have yet. If I date you, it is going to be emotionally wrong. Me and you cannot be on the same emotional page ever. Ever.
Nope.
Even 6 years from now, we will be on different emotional levels. And so I was like, no, we have to stop talking. And she was really pissed off about it. She called me like a bitch and she was like, cussed me out. And I'm just like, I'm being nice here.
Yeah.
I could emotionally manipulate you. I could be a douchebag. I could be a prick. I could be an asshole. And be like, wow, easy lay.
Look at that.
There you go. I got a girlfriend. I've been looking for a girlfriend for 2 years. Now I got one. No. I'm not going to be a shitty person at the expense of my happiness.
Yeah.
No, or not the expense of at the expense of your like emotional well-being. That's so cruel.
Yeah.
I'm just like, no, you're a child still. No, I'm an adult. No, you're not.
No.
And the state of Nebraska doesn't even recognize you an adult. So no, you're not. No.
Yeah. What is it? One of 2 states?
Yeah, one of 2 states
Yeah.
since 19.
Isn't it Alabama? Bless you. Bless you.
I think it's Arkansas. It's one of the A states.
Yeah. It's one of those ones down there.
Yeah, one of those weird states where you can fuck your cousin, but you're not an adult until you're 19. Yeah. Yeah, whatever. As long as it's not your first cousin.
Yeah.
It has to be 2 removed.
Yep.
Oh, big deal. Wow, my DNA really can tell a difference. All
Who
right.
is this person?
Let's see what genetic lottery we give this kid. We're fucking rolling a whole set of D&D dice to see how normal this kid comes out. It's oh my god. It's so weird.
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird to me. It's like, oh yeah, you're my cousin. That doesn't count. It does. It absolutely
Wink,
does.
wink.
It does. You don't understand. I had one of the funniest things I ever heard, and I'll tell you who said it after the podcast. I'm not
Okay.
going to say them. You know them, but you don't know them.
All right.
We're not friends with them. This was something that was said like right after high school. Is it incest if it's a girl? This was they were a girl, so they're like, is it incest? Is there a girl? And I'm just like, yes. Are you sleeping with your family member? Yes, it is.
But it's a girl.
But it's a girl and I'm a girl. It's not incest. And I'm just like, just a little bit. It kind of is. It's still kind of fucking weird. Yeah,
Jesus.
that was a really. When I tell you the whole story afterwards, because I'm not going to tell the whole story here. This is not a podcast appropriate story. You'll get a good chuckle out of it because again, you do know this person, but we're not friends with that person. So yeah, I was just like, what the fuck? I was so taken aback when that was said to me. I was like, I'm going to bed. I'm uncomfortable here. This is I don't want to be here anymore.
I need sleep now.
Oh my god. Oh Jesus. And then as far as high school goes, so we'll circle back to me and you being friends. We didn't start hanging out until after high school.
No,
outside of school. Me and you talked a lot in school, and then we played games together. Like I remember playing Call of Duty. I think we played IW, and then World War II together.
Yeah.
World War II, I remember playing with you because that was like the largest COD group we had. That was actually.
I got burnt out of that game so fast.
Me too. It was terrible. I think I hit like Prestige 3 and then I was like, I'm done.
I hit 7 in like 3 weeks.
I was so bored of that game. And the camo challenges were not fun. They were not rewarding.
I also hit the Mastery Camo.
Like a weekend.
Yeah.
It was so easy.
Yeah.
But it was just some of the guns just were so boring. Like I remember I got Diamond on the snipers and then I was just like, I really don't want to do this for LMGs. Because the LMGs in that game were bad. Booty cheeks. I also just didn't like the class editor.
Yeah.
The class system in that game was terrible.
Was that
That was the one where you had like the not like the class ability, but it was basically the class ability.
Oh yeah.
So you got that, and that was like what like fucking like battalion you were in, so it would change like your cosmetic
Yep,
stuff.
that's right.
And then from there you got like different like some of the perks were locked behind that, and
Mm-hmm.
they changed that. So this is the thing: World War II is the best Call of Duty when it died.
Yeah.
By the time the game was done, because I don't know if you heard what happened, the lead dev, like the creative director of the studio, left. They appointed a new one, and they made a bunch of changes after
Huh.
that to the game. The game is really fun now. However, you know it's
I also
dead.
remember like after it was towards the end of its life cycle that they decided to add more mastery camos.
More mastery camos. They added a lot of really cool maps, and they started adding free maps. Like they added like holiday themed maps. And that was
Oh,
really
I do
cool.
remember that, yeah.
Because you have like the one that's like a beach map, but it's like a sand castle, and you're the little army
Oh,
soldiers.
yeah.
Really cool concept. I liked that. And then they redid the way classes worked, so all the perks were available to everything. So now it was like basically just a cosmetic
Yeah.
difference. They fixed the game, and it's just you look at that game and you go, if this had been what launched, this game would have been awesome. Like this would have been like the COD's back COD,
Yeah.
and instead we got Black Ops 4.
Yep.
Which this is all I'm going to say about Black Ops 4. I've had this hot take forever. I want this to be publicly known. Black Ops 4 was a goated COD until they added the black market.
Yeah.
Black market killed Black Ops 4. That game absolutely. Oh, and crossplay would have saved that game.
Absolutely.
It's the last game that really died on PC because COD's a console game.
Fun fact, it came out how many years ago? Yesterday? It was
6 years ago.
yeah.
Yeah, because I was in Tampa
Yep.
at the time. Yep, because I have the picture. I had it just come up in my memories too.
Yep.
I got the picture for our very first dub.
Yeah. And it was right after the game came out, so there's a very good chance that it was the first.
We were easily in the first, like I would probably say 20 wins
Yeah.
in Blackout.
Yeah.
Easily. And that's just such a cool thing because I remember putting that on my Snapchat story and people DMing me going, how the fuck are you guys already winning games? And I'm just like, dude, I don't know what to tell you, man. We're
Yeah.
cracked. So I still also think Blackout is the superior BR.
Absolutely.
The concept of it was better. I also like the concept of a Call of Duty, and this is the same thing. If Halo ever gets a BR, take the maps that make your game popular and build them into your BR.
Yeah.
Like Call of Duty, like Blackout was so cool because you had all of these big staple Treyarch maps in the game. Like you had Nuketown, you had I'm trying to remember what other big maps were there. You had Buried.
Yeah.
Buried was
Yeah.
in there. You had
Didn't you have the transit diner?
the Transit Diner was there. You had it's not Shinonuma. Is it? No, it's not Shinonuma. It's the other zombies map from World at War. That's the Asylum.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
also
yeah.
that's also
Yep.
the multiplayer map.
Yep.
Asylum. If you don't, for people who didn't play World at War, the zombies map and the multiplayer map are the same. It's Asylum. And also Airfield, I think is what it's called, is the multiplayer map, but it is the airfield that's directly in front of Nocturtoten.
Oh.
So when you play on that multiplayer map, you're just playing on a separate half of
Yeah.
the zombies map, which is really cool. Really cool reuse of assets, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And then other games were just lazy about it. Oh my god, Nuketown zombies. Yeah, you really just didn't want to build another map.
Nope.
So you just retextured this one and gave it battle damage. Okay, lazy fucks. But it's a super cool concept to have a turbine
Yeah.
was on Blackout. Oh, again, a lot of cool Black Ops maps are built into your BR map, which is really cool because all your POIs are places that you recognize. And it was really cool, especially Nuketown, being able to go into the bunker underground
Yeah. It was
and
so
getting
sick.
the loot. Super cool. Obviously, I think the armor system needed to be reworked. I also liked the attachment system, which Warzone went away from. You can't change
You
attachments.
can't find them on the ground.
It's so stupid. It is so stupid. Obviously, Apex does that, and I think that's one of the charming parts of Apex is that you can consistently upgrade your gun as you go. You find a good gun at the beginning of the game that you like. Cool. You don't need to get a legendary version of the gun to have good attachments. You just pick up good attachments as you go. That's fun.
And you can mix and match too.
Exactly. And, you can have a gun with all purple attachments and then have a blue scope because you like the blue scope better.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Instead, now you have Warzone. It's like, oh, you got the legendary version of the gun. Now your AK-47 has a 8-time scope. Thanks. The gun's useless.
Oh boy.
Now. My AK-47
I can't wait to
is
get into
garbage.
a close range battle.
Yeah. Now
with
I have
this
to, now
superior
I have to hip
gun.
fire. Yeah. I have to hip fire or look in on their forehead. Yeah, it's so stupid. I hate Warzone so much. And then Warzone, cool opportunity to make a map with all of the MW POIs. No, they put
Nope.
what? Terminal? If that. I think that's on the newer
Yeah.
map. It's not on the original Verdansk, which Verdansk was the superior Warzone map.
Yeah.
I think we're supposed to get that back
Yep.
this year.
Yep.
So
It'll be, I think, Season 1 with Black Ops 6.
is Warzone changing to just Black Ops 6?
No.
No, Warzone is still going to be the
All the
MW3
guns.
stuff.
Yeah.
Is that going to work with Black Ops 6 though? Because I thought the guns weren't going to be.
Yeah, they're just going to have the Black Ops 6 guns be scaled higher.
Okay, got it.
Um,
What about movement though? Is it going to?
I think it'll be on the BS6 engine. So they'll have all the...
So weird. I hate how clean cuts. I
Yep.
like clean cuts between my games. It stops this blur. Because if the game's live service, I don't care. But if it's a live service game, you have to treat it like a live service game. I shouldn't have to pay $70 every year for it.
No.
It's one of my, I don't even really call it a gripe with WoW, because WoW you pay the monthly subscription, and then every 2 years you pay $45 for what is essentially a new game's worth of content, right? But if you don't want to pay that, you don't have to. You just don't get access to that content.
Yeah.
Whereas Call of Duty, it's like this is a brand new game,
Reskinned.
but it's basically the same thing.
Yep.
$70, please.
I will
Plus-
be taking your money now.
Plus, you got to do the battle pass to get the good guns now. And it just, yeah, the battle pass system in COD pisses me off because it locks guns. And then they go, hey, but if you don't want to do the battle pass, day one we put a store version of the gun that has the best attachments on it already for $25
Yep.
if you'd like to skip the battle pass.
The thing that I do like about the battle pass system, and I don't like locking guns behind it, but at least all of the new guns, the base edition of them, are free tiers. So
Yeah.
if you work your way to them, you'll still get it, but it is kind of annoying that it's just locked behind having to play X number of hours to get all the tokens to get that.
And especially because without the XP bonus, the grind
It
to
takes
get
so
battle
long.
and it's so crazy because unlocking weapon XP and level XP is super quick by default. Battle Pass XP is so slow, and it's stupid. Only the first Battle Pass that launches goes by super quick,
Oh, yeah.
and I've noticed this. It pissed me off with MW3 because I tried to revisit MW3 a couple times since everyone stopped playing it. Pussies. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't see. Nathan has like a visceral hate of MW3.
Yeah.
The game is not that bad, all things considered. I actually really enjoyed MW3. I think the camera grind was too easy. But other than that, I had a really good time playing the game. I thought it was really fun. It was everything, because he just hates MW and MW2. I hate those games for very different reasons, though. MW2 fixed all of my problems with the first Modern Warfare, with Modern Warfare 2019, and then just gave it a whole list of new problems by going, we're going to change basic gameplay features.
Nope.
And then MW3 was like, whoa, those were stupid. We're going to go back to form. And it's everything MW 2019 and MW2 should have been.
Yeah.
I like MW3. I think it's the perfect iteration of a Modern Warfare game with this new system.
Yeah.
Obviously, MW3 2011 is the best Modern Warfare game.
Absolutely.
You'll never change my opinion. But it's so stupid to me that we hated that game. Well, not we. Certain people in our friend group hated that game so much. And I'm just like, dude, it's not that bad. It's fun. Sniping, I understand, was kind of, but it wasn't terrible. There were certain guns that ADS quick enough to have quick scoping, but also it was this trade-off of, do you want to do damage or do you want ADS speed? Both.
I would like both, please.
Well, and then I'm just worried that Treyarch's going to do the Treyarch thing and have really good quick scoping and sniping in the beta,
Yep.
and then nerf the shit out of it at launch.
I'm gonna be so mad, but
They do it every time.
I know
Every
it's
time.
ridiculous. Like
And-
the beta felt so nice.
And like I know we jack off Cold War in our friend group.
It was just so good though.
So go back, play it again. You do not remember correctly how slow all of the snipers were.
Oh no, I remember spending so much time trying to craft the fastest ADS.
Yeah, and even the fastest ADS is still slow compared to all of the sniping we've had since Cold War.
Yeah.
It's unfucking bearable. It honestly feels like Black Ops 1 with how
God.
slow it is. Like, I don't know if you remember how slow that sniping is.
Yeah.
Because I think that was before you played online.
Yeah. Black Ops 2 was my first
Online COD.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great place to start. At least you got to experience it.
Yeah.
I had a coworker who was like, yeah, my first online COD was BO3. And I was
Oh
like,
my
oh,
God.
you poor child. You're an actual child. You're an infant. BO3? Oh my God.
Jesus.
And I'm just like, and your first COD you don't snipe on. Your first COD is, you know, SMGs, ARs. You're learning COD.
Wrong.
Oh, yeah. What were you sniping your very first COD? I mean,
No.
I wasn't. Yeah.
I got one thing diamond playing in Black Ops 2.
Pistols.
Specials.
What the specials in that game were? What the
Combat
fucking,
knife, ballistic knife, crossbow, and riot shield.
You're a bitch. I had diamond on everything. Black Ops 2 is a game that I have max prestiged twice in. Prestige 2 on a third account. And had mastery, well, not mastery because there were no, well, mastery as far as diamond goes.
Yeah.
Diamond on everything on one account. I loved that game. That game is by far and away my favorite Call of Duty. And if there was a mastery camo beyond diamond, I would have had it because I loved that so
Yeah.
much. And it was a thing of I got diamond on my SMGs, and I was like, I didn't know diamond was a thing. I got gold on all my guns, and then I got diamond, and I was like,
What
can I
is
do this on the rest of the guns? So I started doing it on the rest of the guns, and at that point, I'm just like, I have diamond on my snipers and my SMGs. Now I need to get it on everything else. Because any gun I want to equip, I want to have diamond. I want to flex. And so I did. And there's nothing better than the feeling of having the mastery camo and playing in a lobby with people who don't.
Oh, I know.
Oh my God. Especially people who like you can tell want it
Yep.
because they have gold and they're just like, and then you see them, you'll go like watch the kill cam and they'll go from a gold gun to like a gun that's like on like, what was it? Red Tiger was that was the split point originally. You'd go from like that.
Yeah.
That was like always like the end point
Yeah.
of the camos was always like the Red Tiger, like the red like Cali camo.
Yep.
And then you would switch, and after that was like the
Then it went
harder
into
challenges.
the specialist challenges.
Yeah.
The headshots.
And you could
was
always
the first.
tell which people were trying for it because they go
Yep.
from a gold gun to one that was like right there at the split, and you're just like, oh, you're going for it now. Fuck you. I'm just gonna bitch on you with the fucking diamond.
Yep. I remember in Black Ops 3, when I was going for the camos, I was like, all right, I'm just going to get headshots on everything, and then I'll go in and do the specialist challenges. Didn't know that there was going to be a mastery camo because no one did. They didn't announce it. It wasn't in, like, the camo selector. And I was on, like, a good pace, and in my French class, I had Grant in there, and he's like, have you seen this? I'm like, no. What is it? He's like, there's a mastery camo. I'm like, what the hell is a mastery camo? Get diamond on everything. Get gold on everything. Gives you a new camo. And Dark Matter came into play. And I'm like,
Dark Matter, OG Dark Matter
oh.
is still like a top 5 camo of all time for me.
And I'm happy because BO6, it looks similar.
Yep.
Oh, I can't wait.
It's so fucking, it's going to be so good.
And I'm
I
so
cannot
hyped
wait.
that there's 3 mastery camos.
Is there?
Yeah.
Is it, what, zombies?
Multiplayer and
And then-
Warzone. Yeah, that one's going to be rough. It'll be my last one that I do, but I want it.
Are you going to actually get it? Okay.
I plan on it.
Right. Well, I guess I don't know if I'm going to do the zombies one. Zombies ones have never really piqued my interest.
It's just a lot of mind-numbing.
Well, and you'll make good progress on it because I imagine all of us probably will because that's going to be the way we're going to level guns most likely.
Probably.
Because it's going to be if
Danny won't.
If it's the quickest way, I
Yeah.
guess. Which last time it was, but I don't.
I mean, really though,
It's not
levels
a whole
aren't
lot
even going to
quicker.
be a necessity because
No, because all
camos
camos
are
are
unlocked
unlocked now.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right. Thank God.
that's
But
just going to be get attachments.
well, yeah, because you know you're going to get to the one that's going to like have 5 attachments. You know?
I don't think they're doing that though. I think they said that they weren't going to do special attachment need.
Oh, well, that's
I think
good.
they're going back to you have the 100 headshots and then the specials.
Okay, well that'll be good. I liked those camos challenges.
Yeah, I did too.
Black Ops 6 honestly kind of feels like a return to form. We get classic prestige. I'm so excited.
They announced that on the drive back from the Ozarks. Oh my God, that was incredible.
My uncle was driving, and because me and him drove together to the Ozarks, and I'm sitting there. I have the Xbox press conference on my phone, and it's going through the car speakers, and he could not understand why I was freaking out so much. And I was like, "You don't understand. We get prestige back," and he doesn't. He didn't really care for prestige.
Yeah.
He thinks it's kind of stupid to reset. Granted, this motherfucker had max prestige in Black Ops 2. He was prestige master.
Yep.
He was prestige master before any of my friends. So, don't get it. Whatever.
Can't wait to do the race to 1,000.
Dude, oh my God. Yeah, you and Danny are going to be the only ones doing it. I guarantee you at least 3 of our friends stop at like prestige 3, prestige 4.
Yeah.
And they're just going to be like, oh, I like having all my stuff. I'm done. As long as they give me the permanent unlock token, I'm fine.
They do.
That's what I like about Classic Prestige. So I'll do that. I kind of wish there was like a, hey, you hit Prestige 7. Here's a class unlock token. Unlock one of your classes permanently.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect.
The annoying thing, though, is with the Prestige system, I don't know if you've seen this, but if you buy like a bundle and like you don't get that gun till like say 55, if you buy a bundle for that gun, you'll have the base unlocked forever. You can pay for a prestige token, essentially.
I hate modern COD. You know, I'm not buying the game, so I'm not going to complain too much. I will probably inevitably, I'll probably do that this year. I'll find the gun that I really like the sniper that I enjoy hitting clips with, and I'm just going to buy a bundle with it just so I can have it unlocked. That's so stupid, though. That's a dumb... We're going to give you what you wanted, but we're going to give you a way to monetize it. Also, congratulations. You have crossed the threshold.
Yes!
You are officially on the longest podcast.
Longest and earliest, baby. Let's go.
Longest and earliest. You're holding the records. You did it out of spite.
I did.
You just wanted to beat Danny.
I did. Danny talked so much shit on me.
He did. You know, hey, it's better he could have talked piss on you.
That is true.
Oh, wait. I guess he did. So you really don't remember any
indeed.
of that. You just remember getting woken up.
Yeah. I have this thing where it's like every other year something happens in the Ozarks.
So this year is an off year for you?
This
you get
year
to
will
just
be
relax?
a chill year.
If you go.
That is true. I should be going, though.
Yeah, I don't know with the major.
Oh, that's right.
I don't know.
Depends
Personally,
on when it is.
I will say this. Personally, I'm not that emotionally attached to Counter-Strike. I understand that certain people in our friend group are, that they'll pick the major over the Ozarks. I will not be. If the choice comes down between the Ozarks and the major,
Ooh,
I will go to
dream
the Ozarks.
scenario. Dream guest on my
Dream guest on my podcast.
dream scenario. The major is like the weekend before the Ozarks.
It would be after.
Oh, even better. Weekend after.
Yeah.
Have the Ozarks time, and then immediately after, just go straight to.
Yeah, my problem is PTO.
That's
we
right
also
because we have
have-
Japan.
Yeah. Which, granted, though, we did Japan in a way that you're only going to have to use, I think,
5.
5 PTO days. So realistically, if you have like, let's say, 10 PTO days in a year, you should still be able to make the Ozarks and the major work.
If I carry over the 4 days that I have left now, I should have 16 days.
Yeah, so you could make it work.
Yeah.
It'd probably be tight, but
Yeah.
you could. Yeah, I have to find a new job. I have to find a new job for new PTO opportunities, because at the beginning of this year, I'll only have 8 for the whole year on January 1st, which
Yeah,
is
my
not enough to do basically anything.
Yeah.
So, but I get 14 sick days.
I've yet to figure out if I have a limited amount of sick days.
I have 14 sick days, and this year I had 7 PTO days. Next year, I get an extra PTO day every 12 months, which is a dumb system, but I'm not going to get into that.
No, I have, though, unfortunately found out that FMLA is a thing.
Yeah. FMLA is a thing, yes. Yep.
Back when I was living here.
Mm-hmm.
Have I told you the story?
No. This will probably be the last story we tell. 'Cause
Yeah.
We have to
Yeah,
head
I know,
out
we gotta
here
head out.
soon.
Um,
Because it's about a 30-minute drive.
Yeah, we when I went to Colorado with Sam, I was still in my developer training courses.
Mm-hmm.
So some of those classes only went half a day, and I'm like, I'm in Colorado. I'm not just gonna. I have nothing else planned. All I have to do is these classes. So I'm like, all right, I'll just take sick days. Didn't know the difference between FMLA and unpaid or paid sick leave. So on some days I would use FMLA. Some days I would use regular sick days. Didn't think anything of it. I checked the mail one day. I had this thick envelope from UP, and it was requests for my medical documents. And I'm like, what is this? Yeah, so found out the hard way that it does matter what sick time I put in.
Yeah, because FMLA is a
Family Medical Leave Act.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so that's a legally protected sick time.
Yeah.
But you
And
have
so,
to it's medically you have to have a reason to have it.
Yeah.
So
I messaged HR pretty quickly after I figured that out, and I was like, "Hey, I did not understand what was going on here. Can we change that?" They were like, "Sure." So got it all fixed.
Yeah, that's funny. I my last job that was corporate, I had FMLA because I have the migraines, which is a medical condition that does qualify me for FMLA. So it's really nice. It protects you, but you only get, I think it's 12 days a year.
Yeah, it's
to use.
not a whole lot.
No, it's either 12 days or 12 weeks. I don't think it's that many. I think it depends on.
I think
what
it's
it
a couple
is.
weeks.
Yeah, I think it is a couple weeks. Well, even. Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't know. I'd have to look it up, but it's been a while. But we'll wrap it up here.
Yep.
Obviously, congrats on the longest podcast.
Thank you.
I will shoot you today.
Cool.
Probably.
I'll shoot Danny.
Me too. I hope I'm on a different team than him.
I was talking to Dylan, and it sounds like we're just gonna use a
That's
randomizer
what we're
after
doing,
every
yeah.
game.
Yep. So I'm excited. Hopefully we play capture the flag.
Yeah.
You will hear me doing the Halo thing. The enemy team has captured, or the enemy team has the
You
flag.
gonna juggle the flag
Flag
too?
dropped. Oh, I will. I'm so happy you know what flag juggling is. That's so funny. You've never played Halo and you know what flag juggling is. That's so
I
funny.
remember seeing some clips about it. I thought
Yeah.
it was the coolest looking thing ever.
That's the tech to, and it pissed me off when I played Comp Halo because you'd have people who were very amateur and they would just run at the flag and I'm like, juggle it, throw it. If you drop it and you jump, it goes flying.
Nope.
That's how you get distance. Yeah, I'm really good. There's a clip I have saved on my saved somewhere. I think it's on my OneDrive of us winning a game of CTF in 2 minutes
Oh my god.
because we were just juggling the flag. and so God, crazy times. But we'll wrap it up. Thanks for being on the podcast. I've been looking forward to this one the entire season because we knew when this was the only one that I knew when we were going to be doing it. So I was really excited. We did talk a lot about football and a lot about other stuff. So really fun. Obviously, at some point, we'll have you back on probably with either Danny or Marshall.
Nope.
Which I still need to. I'll talk to Marshall about that today. I want him on before the season ends because we only have 1 week of normal guests left, and the last 4 weeks of the season are going to be special guests and special podcasts. So we're getting towards the end of the season.
Special guests, special podcasts, special moments.
On that note, I will bid you guys adieu. Have a good week, and we will see you back for another episode of Joy Moments next week. Thanks for listening.
Bye-bye.